And we will have the Afghanistan anthem followed by Singapore.
And for the finals match here, we will listen to and play the anthems of both countries, Singapore and Afghanistan.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Singapore.
So that was the national anthems of both countries there, Afghanistan and Singapore, before we kick off the final.
Asia Rugby Vice President Mr. Wedaitan and Mr. Didik, President of Indonesia Rugby, with the team introduction. All right, we're all set. Can you give a cheer for Afghanistan?
And we're ready now, the final of the
And a cheer for
2022 Asia Rugby Sevens Trophy here in Jakarta, Singapore versus Afghanistan. Don't go anywhere, action coming up. Singapore to kick off, running left to right of your screen. This is it, the gold medal match. 2 days of fearsome competition here in the Asia Rugby Sevens Trophy for 2022. Once again coming to you from Jakarta, Indonesia. Referee blows time on. And we're off. Singapore with the kickoff. On the 22 of Afghanistan now. It's the Slaimanko brothers. That's big Ahmad Zakir. Oh, and an early mistake from Afghanistan. Probably nerves there from Afghanistan. They find themselves under pressure with the scrum feed for Singapore on the 22. Now, what will Singapore do? Where will they go, left or right? On the 22. They'll go to the left, but get back to the right. Singapore now having a go. Now it's Sean Andreas. Sean Andreas loses the ball, but it went backwards, says the referee. He puts up the chip for the winger. Do they get a favorable bounce? They do. In the corner, Singapore. But I think the referee wants to clarify with his assistant referee. It went out. So no try there to number 12 of Singapore, Eric Bryant. It was the right idea with a nice chip there. But he has gone into touch. Exciting opening here to the final. That line out by Afghanistan, taken by Big Omar. And now they've lost the ball again. Singapore now in possession. Singapore retrieve. It's Sean Andreas, the speedster. He's Sean Andreas. Try, first try in the final to Sean Andreas of Singapore. Singapore take an early lead, 5-0 over Afghanistan. That was great vision there from Singapore to get it out on the wing. They know that once Sean Andreas gets the ball in hand with a little bit of space, he will take it and he will score. Kick to come here from number 9, Felix Cornelio. And it is unsuccessful, but Singapore go out to an early lead, 5-0. Singapore now to get us started again. And that will not make the 10 meters. No, it won't. And it will be a free kick to Afghanistan. Back to the halfway line. Afghanistan now through big Ahmad Zakir. Ahmad Zakir still with the ball. Penalty to Afghanistan. Quick tap there from Big Omar. Afghanistan now in the 22. Penalty to Singapore. Over the top there. And the referee wants to have a talk to, is that Big Omar with the yellow card? Yes, it is. I think for a bit of back chat there. No, that's Ahmad Zakir. Ahmad Zakir Slaimanko gets a yellow card. Afghanistan now down to 6 men in the final of the men's pool of the 2022 Asia Rugby Sevens Trophy. Singapore 5-0. Singapore now in their own 22. Dummy to the left. Back inside, and it's a kick downtown from Singapore. The bounce is favorable for Afghanistan. Afghanistan likewise put in a kick, but he went out to touch. Probably not the right option there for Afghanistan. The ball is back in play now for Singapore. Singapore retrieve. It's Bryant with the ball. Bryant trying to take them on. Now they're in their 22. Afghanistan, good defense. Singapore now. That's good defense there, but the referee will pull up a high tackle. Cornelio now with the ball. It's Teng with the kick. And the bounce is favorable for Singapore. Fortune favors the brave. Number 7 there for Singapore. Chong Yao Tang with the second try underneath the post. Singapore now out to a handy lead, 10-0. Late in the first half of this final with a kick to come. That's a great individual try there from number 7, Chong Yao Tang, putting in the little kick and getting the bounce. And the conversion is successful from Felix Cornelio. Singapore now out to a 12-0 lead over Afghanistan.
Hold the ball. Hold the ball, 20 seconds.
That was a opportunistic bounce there in favor of Singapore. Singapore now with the kickoff. Goes into touch. The referee says that's off Singapore with a knock on. So it will be an Afghanistan feed on the 40-meter line. This side of the Afghanistan halfway line. Penalty to Afghanistan. Singapore swinging the scrum too much or too far. Omar Sulaiman Kal now to take the ball. And we hear the siren in back play. Omar now back inside to his brother Ahmad Zakir. Ahmad Zakir to his brother Sabir. Sabir to Big Omar again. Penalty to Singapore. Not releasing there from Singapore, from Afghanistan. It's Singapore with the ball. He shaped a kick. He dummied. Now it's that was a big shot there, but missed. Penalty to Afghanistan. Singapore with a handy lead here, 12-0 over Afghanistan. Half-time approaching in this finals game, the final gold medal match. Omar with a kick for touch, but he doesn't find touch. No, he doesn't. But it's touched by Singapore, and it should be an Afghanistan line-out. But the referee has called half-time. Half-time in this gold medal match between Singapore and Afghanistan. Singapore with a handy lead, 12-0.
Hi, I'm Nick Gill, International Strength and Conditioning Coach. I've been working with the All Blacks for the past 15 years and have been part of 2 successful Rugby World Cups. I love to coach rugby players and I love to see them succeed on and off the field. And now, I can be part of your rugby journey.
And we're ready for the second half here in the gold medal match between Singapore and Afghanistan. Singapore off to a good start here in this match. They lead at halftime 12 points to 0. Omar Slaymenko to get us underway for Afghanistan. That's a good outcome for Afghanistan. They recover the ball. That was Big Sayer Slaymenko. Or was that Sabir? One of the two. They look like twins. And now it's to Ahmad Zakir Slaymenko. Afghanistan now clearing the ball through Big Omar. Omar now taking on the blind side, but he jigs and he jags. Lots of footwork there from Big Omar. He's caught from behind. That's a good tackle. That's Sabir Slaymenko now. He's still going, pumping the legs. And the referee says he was held up, I believe. Or will he consult with his assistant referee? Try to Afghanistan. That's a try to one of the Slaymenko brothers. I don't know which one it was, but they all look alike anyway. Great try from Afghanistan. They're back in the match here. Singapore 12, Afghanistan 5, kick to come. Omar, and that attempt has gone across the face of the post. The score remains Singapore 12, Afghanistan 5 in this gold medal match. A little over 5 minutes to go. Let's just see this big effort from the Slaymenko brothers. It was Big Omar first. And it was number 2 then. It was Sabir Slaymenko. Sabir with his pumping legs. I think it was Sabir. Let's put it down to Sabir Slaymenko. Great try. So Afghanistan now to get us back underway. Oh, it's been a free kick. Free kick to Singapore. Now, Singapore decide to take it on the far right. It's their speedster, their number 1. Singapore now with the ball in hand. Singapore now on the charge. They're in the 22. Ball goes backwards. Bryant now with the ball. Bryant shifts his left. And it's Singapore now. It's their number 11 for Singapore. Adam Vine hit back. Singapore hits back. Under the post was Adam Vine. Smart play there from Singapore, but there is a man down in back play. I can't see who it is from which team, but Singapore have hit back with another try, 17-5, with a kick to come. And that kick was successful. Singapore now 19, Afghanistan 5. And the referee has called a timeout. It was a Singapore player down, but he seems to be okay now. Singapore have stretched their lead to 19-5 over Afghanistan in this gold medal match. Singapore to get us started again. But we will have a substitution here. Singapore then. That's tapped back from Omar. Afghanistan now from their own 22. That's big Sayer Sulaimanikal. Now it's Sabir Sulaimanikal to his brother Ahmad Zakir. Now it's off to number 13, that's Gibran Safi. But that's a good cover tackle. Singapore with the ball now. Referee playing the advantage. Singapore now in their 22. Putting in through the kick. But Afghanistan are there to clean up. But he is isolated. Singapore win the ball back. Singapore now with the ball. It's Teng. Teng with the ball. He puts in the little chip for himself. Will he regather? No. Cleaned out by Afghanistan. Both players are down there, clashing at the knees. Teng is down for Singapore, and so is an Afghanistan player. It will be a line out for Afghanistan, I believe. Some substitutions happening here for Singapore. As we watch the replay here, Tang putting in the grubbers, chasing for himself. And we watch the ball. It does come off the Afghanistan player. So it will be a Singapore line out. On the 22. Good opportunity here for Singapore. They throw it short. They throw it at the front of the line. They're 5 meters out. Spreading out quickly. Hands. It's Singapore now. Singapore's number 11. Can he get around the defense? The ball has popped up. And that is a knock-on. Desperate defense. Desperate scrambling defense from Afghanistan. Great effort there. Knock on Singapore, so scrum to Afghanistan 5 meters from their line. Substitution now for Singapore. Number 3, Maurice Wong is on. Number 3, Maurice Wong, to replace number 1, Jonathan Wong. Not long to go in this match. Can Afghanistan get out of their own 22? Afghanistan now with a flick pass on the inside. It's big Omar. Omar to his brother. Sabir Sulaimanikal with the ball still. He's over the halfway line. Penalty to Singapore. Coming in over the top was Afghanistan on the halfway line. What will Teng do? Teng will kick for touch. In the dying stages of the gold medal match. Referee wants 1 meter gap there for the line out. Singapore to throw in. Not challenged there from Afghanistan. Singapore now with the ball on the 40-meter line. They spread it out early. It's Cornelio out to their number 11, Adam Vine. Adam Vine takes them on, but Omar is up to the challenge. Afghanistan wanted the quick line out. As we hear the final siren, the final siren has sounded. Afghanistan get one more chance here. What can they do? They throw it far and wide. It's a little chip grubber. Penalty to Afghanistan for a late tackle. Late tackle from Singapore. Ahmad Zakir now with the ball. Playing on the short side to big Omar. Omar back on the inside. It's back to Sayer. Sayer Sulaiman. He's still going. He's a rampaging bull. It takes 2 and 3 people to take him down. It's back to Sabir Sulaiman. Tried the flick pass, but he went forward, and now Singapore with the ball. Referee playing the advantage. And a big body slam there. This is not a good way to end the final. Come on, boys. Let's settle down. But that was a big hit there from Afghanistan on the Singapore player. Huge hit. It was more like a body slam. Let's see it on the replay. Big Sulaimaniko, Sayer Sulaimaniko. It's his brother Sabir wanting to do a flick pass, but he loses it forward. And it was a body slam. Penalty to Singapore. And that is it. That is the end of the final match. Singapore are the 2022 Asia Rugby Sevens Trophy champions. Commiserations to Afghanistan, second place, a great effort from both countries. Singapore coming out winners, 19 points to 5 over Afghanistan.